Go. Whoa. Guess it's time to reset, huh? Yeah. Focus on my goal, pursue my personal legend. I realize what I'm worth and I finally come to collect it.
Like, what were some of your biggest inspirations when you first started in the rap game?
Oh man, well, I started listening to, hip hop rap shit, probably about 9 years old. Before that, my moms wouldn't really let me listen to shit like that. I mean, 9's probably a little too early for the shit I was listening to, too, because I was listening to fucking, like, Eminem and fucking T.I. and shit, explicit, uncensored, at, like, 9, 10 years old. So I probably shouldn't have been listening to it then either, but definitely not before that. I wasn't allowed to be listening to rap and nothing like that. But once I got into it, it was over with. It was fucking, like I said, real early was Eminem and pretty much the whole, like, Aftermath umbrella at that time, because it's, like, early 2000s. So if you know anything about how they had shit on lock back then, they had shit on lock, man. Like, Eminem, 50, Game, all them. It was crazy, fucking, Buck and them, G-Unit, all that. It was D12. Between all of them, it was fucking, that's a whole bunch of what I listened to. Fucking T.I., like I said. I actually fucking found, I discovered T.I. because I found a copy of his Kane album. Well, a friend of mine actually found it in the middle of the fucking street in our neighborhood. I guess somebody lost that bitch or something. I had some CD cleaner. We cleaned that bitch off, and we only able to listen like half the fucking first half the CD. But we was able to make out. It was fire as fuck. I didn't even know his name was T.I. at the time. I thought his name was King because that's all it said on the front of the CD. I didn't find out his name was T.I. until like 2 years later. But then, fast forward past that, like middle school and shit, when I really got into rapping, I was heavy into, some of the same people, but, also a lot of, coming up in the South, like 3-6 Mafia. There's Outkast, there's fucking UGK and all this shit. Boosie and Webby. For sure, you know what I mean? A whole bunch of all that type of shit, Lil Wayne on and off. In the mixtapes, Lil Wayne, you know what I mean? Some of the, more radio shit and here and there. But, Jeezy, those are some of my favorites and shit like that. And also I was getting into a lot of more, like, old school shit, getting, discovering the internet more and getting to kind of dig back, especially, like, old West Coast shit. Like, I was super duper fucking into, like, Spice One. Eazy-E, Ice Cube, NWA, all that shit. So, that's a lot of the stuff that influenced me when I really first started. And then going on past that, I kind of, had my little Juggalo phase and shit, and ICP and Twisted and all that. And that, whole umbrella with Psychopathic and that realm there, and transition from there into, like, Tech Nine and Strange Music and shit. I actually heard of Tech Nine through, like, a video game called 25 to Life when I was really young. I just didn't know, like, I didn't have the proper context of who it was. I just knew the couple songs he had on there and sung along with him. And then when I, like, got older and actually discovered him, I was like, oh, shit. Like, I heard shit like, I think Jelly Sickle, My Wife, My Bitch, and My Girl were the songs on the game. So when I heard those songs, I was like, oh, shit, it's this guy I've been listening to since I was fucking, like, 10 years old. Okay, I know this fucking guy. He's the shit. But, Tech Nine's probably, I'd say, my favorite rapper all the time, just overall. I'd say just as overall artist, like, he's the total package, as far as, like, studio, his albums, stage presence and all that stuff, as well as versatility. That's my biggest thing about him. It's not even like, oh, I like he's so good at what he does. He is, but he's really just not afraid to do whatever the fuck he feels like doing. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that's always, like, the biggest thing I've probably taken from listening to him and being a fan of him and being influenced by him is not to try to sound like Tech, but to have the same mindset as him, to do whatever fucking genre-bending weird shit I fucking feel like, or weird imagery or whatever the fuck it is, because I'm like, man, especially like how long it took him is not even like a negative thing to me when I look at it, because that's just persistence to me. Like, okay, he started popping through when he was like 40. But he just knew he had something, you know what I mean? He wasn't not successful, but he just didn't really get up there until time went on. But that's just persistence, really, and just knowing you have something and not, you stick in your heels, say, this is me, this is what I do, and, everybody can get fucked, and it worked out in the end. So that's inspiration, if you ask me.
And as well, Tech was one of the first ones to, like, of course, except with a couple other exceptions, to really truly push the limits as far as an independent artist.
Oh, definitely, man. Definitely.
Especially to the point where your own independent record label could be considered one of the biggest record labels out there right now.
Yeah, some shit going on strange right now. We ain't gonna get all of that too much with the whole gotta miss fucking scamming. I don't even know nothing about that. I ain't gonna fucking say to it. What I've seen, it don't look good. And from what I've heard, there's a whole lot of artists getting let go of strange. But I think that's probably just pandemic and COVID fucking the whole world up. So I don't think there's a whole lot of people doing good right now. You know what I mean?
But again, not to get too much in it, Strange has had its problems before.
Oh yeah.
Just anybody in the hip hop industry knows that.
I'm not here to trash Strange by any means. Don't get me wrong. I got too many fond memories of Strange music, so I ain't gonna ever do that.
They've had their differences. I wasn't trashing them. I'm
not saying you are. I just want to make it clear to anybody that I'm not saying I have nothing negative to say about Tech Nine and Strange music right now.
Exactly.
Big fan. That's
like if y'all as the audience wants to get more into that, just listen to some of the music recently.
I will say one thing. I do not support or condone any rappers or artists or anything of that nature and underground in the music scene fucking over other artists, rappers, or what have you, trying to fuck people out of money. Yeah. I don't know situations. I'm not involved in things, but if that's what's happening, I don't care. I'm not naming names or nothing. If the shoe fit, wears it, motherfucker. I don't give a shit. Like, anybody who fucking somebody over, if that's what you doing, that's how you making your money, you gonna say you gonna deliver something and you not, and you taking people's money, you could go fuck yourself. And that's from KVC, motherfucker. I don't care who you is. I don't care how big or small you are. If you fucking people over, you could go suck a dick. All right? I just had to, I ain't gonna even say the motherfucking name and talk about it. I just had to drop a diss song back in like December or something because somebody fucking took my money over some artwork. And the thing that pissed me off is he's an artist, he a rapper too, trying to like come up and shit. I'm like, no, you ain't gonna be trying to fuck people over. And he learned his lesson. He didn't end up giving me my money back. He tried to give me the artwork that fucking ain't even his. And I just basically said I took my loss and I'm gonna let people know that you a bitch and all that shit. I even had to deal with a producer too. It's actually I really ain't gonna say the name of this because I ended up getting the beats I paid for. But bro, I had to be put through the ringer. I literally had to threaten this motherfucker, bro. I had to threaten this man, like either to put him on blast or, vaguely threaten him physically. I paid you money, you need to get me what the fuck I paid for. And I truly believe, I like to give him the benefit of the doubt because in the end he kind of made things right, but I literally had to go through months of hitting this dude up over and over and over. I'm convinced if I was not that persistent and I was not willing to tell him I will put your ass on blast, I will let the motherfuckers know that you're trying to scam people, I ain't playing this shit with you, I'm going to get my money or it's going to be a problem, then I don't think I would have gotten it. If I had just, kind of sat back and waited for it, I would have never fucking got them beats. You know what I'm saying? And this is a pretty big name dude too. This dude's who, I ain't even trying to talk up what I'm doing or me working with him. This is somebody who literally has produced songs and co-produced songs that have millions and millions of views. Try to pull this shit. You know what I mean? I ain't getting my beats. I'm on his fucking comment section on Instagram every time he posts something because he's still posting oh, I'm doing deals on beats and stuff. And I say I got my beats from months ago. I comment on it, where my beats at? The post is gone now. I ain't trying to call people out even specifically. I'm just trying to speak on a problem, in general. That's, you know what I mean? From my own personal experience, why I don't stand for that shit. And when I drop that little diss track, people are coming hey, that's kind of corny. I don't really fuck with diss tracks. I'm like, yo, me neither. At all. Me neither. But I took a loss from that shit. You know what I mean? I got fucked over. It was chump change. It was a little bit of fucking money. It was some bullshit. But it's just the principle over the matter. You're not going to be out here trying to make it as a rapper and fucking rappers over and trying to fuck them out. That's just not what you about to do is a fucking no-name. Even less than me. I ain't really nobody, but this motherfucker really ain't nobody. You know what I mean? So you ain't going. The only reason the other motherfucker's safe and he ain't get his name mentioned because he actually got, some I actually want to work with this motherfucker and he ended up making it right in the end. He actually made, I will give him an extra shout out to the producer because it was supposed to be one beat I was buying from him. And through all the, running around in the bullshit, he ended up giving me a free beat. I got two. So And that's why I say in the end he kind of made it right. So I ain't gonna really come out and say fuck him, but at the same time it is fuck him because he put me through all that shit, and I shouldn't have to go as far as to be about ready to beat your ass just to get what I paid for months later.
Man, in all honesty, in my opinion, nobody should have to deal with that, kind of stuff from anybody.
And I feel like not everybody is gonna be like me and be down the motherfucker's throat and be like, yo, I'm gonna, I'll go bring the shit over here. I'll bring this shit over here. You know what I mean? I know platforms that, are happy to expose people like this shit too. You know what I mean? So it's like, bro, if anybody really wanted to do me like that, then that's the last thing I want to do. I don't want to go. If there's business between me and another artist or anybody, I would like to handle that between me and them. But there's a certain point when people don't seem to be caring on making things right. And then sometimes people honestly need that. They need to be put on blast, and then they realize, oh shit, I'm going to get, my whole shit could come crashing down if I get exposed over this. So I think people just take for granted, like, even the small guy, you know what I mean? There's like, no one's going to give a shit what they got to say, but you never know who somebody might know, or even if they don't know somebody, like somebody who might just be sympathetic to their story or, their struggle dealing with this. It just, everyone can relate to the everyman just trying to come up and, somebody's trying to make a splash or something, trying to make it and doing what they love and, getting torn down and getting fucked over. It ain't right. It's just not. Exactly. I like to see a lot less of it. And I one thing I do love to see is to see the underground come together when this type of shit happens. And really, put that shit out there, expose that shit, and make it clear that people ain't going to stand for it or support that.
I agree, man. Like, in all honesty, man, like, people, and it happens too much in the music industry. Like,
way too much. I mean, it's a shady business, but there's no reason, that's not something just to keep perpetuating and say, oh, well, it's shady, so I'm just going to be shady. Fuck all that. Especially at this level, you know what I mean? Like, let them greedy-ass fucking snakes at the fucking record labels, they going to do what they do, but them motherfuckers dying out, That's why everybody's fucking independent now,
Exactly.
Fucking. And if you don't got buzz independently, a label don't want to fuck with you.
Like I said,
and at that point, most of the time, it's not even necessary. It's like, what the fuck I need you for if you wait until I'm already popping? If I'm already doing something over here, why are you coming in? And sometimes they could take it to another level, but then at the same time, they're trying to take away all your rights and, take away your masters, all this shit. So in the long run, you losing like a motherfucker. That's why artists disappear, man. It's a sad thing to see. There's so many artists who've been, even top artists, you know what I mean? They blow up, they have a song or two, they sign a shitty deal, and they ain't make their money back when they drop. You stuck.
Yeah. And, like, like we said before, artists are realizing they can make it independent now due to artists like Tech-9, Once again, like you said, you had a Juggalo phase, not to get, too much into the Juggalo stuff,
Right.
We both had that phase, we talked about that.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. I ain't announcing it now and shit. I definitely don't keep up with what's going on currently, really. You know what I mean? Like anybody, not to hate on it, it's just not. It's not the same vibe as what I, was listening to it. It's a different time in my life, and it's, the artists have grown and shit. You know what I mean? I don't really listen to Modern Twisted, ICP, or anything like that. A little bit of shout out for Ouija Mac. I feel like he's the only one kind of really pushing the culture forward and shit. Cause honestly, I gotta give him a shout out. I remember a couple years before they signed him, I heard like before like the Killjoy Club and shit like that. When I hear like I think ICP did a song with DJ Paul and then had a song with, like Project Pat. They were more on like the trap beats and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I was saying like I was in YouTube comments talking about ICP should rap on some more beats like that. Kind of move forward with the times, rap on some trap beats or something like that. Bro, Juggalos jumped down my fucking throat. They fucking got mad as shit. Like, oh, fuck that mainstream bullshit. No, ICP should never do that. Look at it now. All of a sudden, fucking Ouija Mac come along. He changed every fucking thing. He started using trap beats and he just kept the Juggalos fucking now. I don't think there is a Juggalo artist that don't use trap beats now.
True.
Honestly, like, that's what Juggalo music is now. Like, I think there are Juggalos who don't know what it's like to listen to Juggalo music, like, that don't sound like that. And for some people, it works, for Ouija, it works, for some of them, it kind of works here and there. But, for some of the other ones, like, I don't like Blaze on the new style of beats, man. I don't like it. I don't hate it. I don't think he should stop rapping. If people are still enjoying it, it's great for him. And if he's enjoying making music, that's fucking awesome. Shout out Blaze, man. Blaze the fucking shit. But I haven't heard a song from him in a few years that I really liked, if I'm being honest with you. It's just a different sound for me. And the community is way different now, bro. I don't know what the fuck happened with the whole Juggalo scene. It just got, I don't know, too widespread or just what it is with the new age and the internet, or I don't know what it is.
It's what, you know, in my opinion, you know, not coming from you, but in my opinion, so nobody gets any butts hurt. It ain't him. It's me saying this.
I ain't saying shit.
It's became watered down compared to what it used to be.
I think the nail in the coffin was, you know, not even Twisted leaving Psychopathic, but once they started beefing, that's just because they just made themselves perpetually corny. Like y'all so forever attached to each other, yet y'all saying fuck you.
Yeah.
If it's fuck ICP and it's fuck Twisted, then it's fuck both of y'all. What you mean? Like you can't. Y'all on the same team. He's saying fuck. Like I don't give a fuck if you're saying fuck Twisted or fuck ICP. Is a Juggalo. You're basically saying fuck the whole Juggalo shit. It's just y'all made yourself played out.
And like I'll admit, when Twisted first came out with Magic Ninja Entertainment,
it was cool, man. It was cool.
Their music was hitting hard, you know. Like
I was still kind of fucking with it when they came out with their own label.
But since it's just sort of, I don't mess with it. I don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Most of my concerts I went to when I was younger, man, was like fucking ICP. I went to Twisted twice. I've seen Blaze twice. I've seen Boondocks. I've seen ABK, man. I've seen all of them. I was like way young. I ain't seen all of them since I was like 15 or 16. But yeah, man, those some good times.
Like you were
shout out St. Pete, fucking all that fucking State Theater, Local 662, man. Some good fucking memories from a couple almost fucking like riots and shit like that. But it was some fun times, man.